Welcome back. And before we go into the World Cup
Right.
proper, I mean, we need to hear from someone all the way from Texas talking about Ayotunde Onobulu. I mean, what's the reaction there? How is it really going? I know everyone's going crazy concerning this particular deal. And while we're waiting to actually get through to him, we have a Kayode Haman. He's in the studio. Kayode, good morning. On a day like this, World Cup, of course, and we know what's happening around the All-Star team.
And what a day to have you as well. So interestingly, you're a basketball buff as well. And what was your initial reaction when you saw that deal had gone through?
I almost went bonkers.
Wow.
I was like, the very first time since 1975-76, you'll be having an all-star team. Five of them.
Celtics were the ones who did it last, right?
Celtics were the one that did it last, and that was back in the 70s. You have a point guard in Steph Curry, a shooting guard in Klay Thompson, small forward Kevin Durant, power forward Draymond Green, and center in DeMarcus Cousins. Yes, he tore his Achilles in January, and he missed the All-Star last February in LA. And the New Orleans Pelicans apparently missed him during the playoffs. But a fit DeMarcus Cousins reminds you of Shaquille O'Neal in his prime. And if you have that in the lineup of the Golden State Warriors, then they are the top favorites for the title.
They've always been the favorites.
They've always been the favorite, but the inclusion of DeMarcus Cousins just made a better team better.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to say best because other teams we want to maybe step up in the free agency.
Right.
Like we've seen moves from LA Lakers early in the weekend going into Monday morning, taking on LeBron James and JaVale McGee on free agency, leaving the Golden State Warriors to join LA Lakers. Julius Randle leaving the Lakers to join New Orleans Pelicans. We've seen moves here and there, and teams will still have to beef up their side. But the Golden State Warriors, come on. That was a move that just left every basketball buff saying, what is going on? What's going on?
Let's call it a day.
But then if you can just put your chest, move close to your chest, and you just make one particular move that kind of tears apart teams and make you even more formidable, then do it.
But how do you get as formidable as this? It's difficult.
It's difficult,
I mean, which team do you see out there? Houston Rockets, around the Golden State Warriors, really close in the Western Conference Finals. I mean, who can it go for? Do they have enough space, cap space, to get those kind of players?
Well, a few people are saying maybe Kawhi Leonard should just join LeBron James at LA Lakers, but
and that's why that's supposed to take down the Warriors.
Well, no chance in a way. But if you have Lance Stevenson, who moved from Indiana Pacers to join the LA Lakers, as well as JaVale McGee, now you have LeBron James. If you have Kawhi Leonard, maybe they'll make the playoffs. You never can tell. They might just give the Golden State Warriors a run for their money. But you can't look beyond the Golden State Warriors to want to retain this title, except something of unimaginable proportion happens in terms of the free agency and what we are not expecting.
Injury setbacks.
Well, injury like for DeMarcus Cousins now, they gave him just a year deal because no team was willing to give him a long-term contract because of his Achilles heel, which is quite understandable.
One of the most
he's still recuperating. So it will take a while for him to recover fully and come back. But when he's fully fit, definitely, his addition would make the Golden State Warriors more even formidable. But you just can't look beyond them. But other teams would also want to do 18 or 2 to at least measure up so that they can give the Golden State Warriors a run for their money.
Exactly. They have to try and keep it competitive. We've seen all the reactions on social media. Let's go to Texas now to get a reaction from Bibo Niger's Ayotunde Onobulu. Ayotunde, good morning and thanks for joining us on the show. I know it's still very early over there.
Good morning, guys.
Apologies for waking you up, but we had to do this.
No, it's fine.
And we've seen, we've seen the reactions on social media. I mean, what was it like there on the streets of America?
I mean, everywhere I've been to in the last 2 days, people have been talking about the move. And what seems to be the general consensus is it looks like anytime LeBron James is supposed to be the center of attraction, anytime LeBron James is supposed to be the man to be talked about, the Golden State Warriors just pull off some ridiculous chess moves and boom, they're the ones we're talking about again. I mean, this offseason was supposed to be about LeBron James and the fact that he'll be joining the Los Angeles Lakers. But right now, who would have thought that at some point in NBA history, DeMarcus Cousins will be actually more important than LeBron James in his career. That's how ridiculous this move has been. And, I like what Kayode said when he said it's like having Shaq join Steph, KD, Draymond Green. The truth of the matter is Shaq could not play anywhere beyond 7 feet on the court, meaning he has to stay very close to the ring. This guy's a completely different beast entirely. DeMarcus Cousins, he's got an excellent inside-outside game. He's a decent defender. He can rebound the basketball. I mean, all through his career, he's been a 25-point, 13-rebound kind of guy. And then, more importantly, he's somebody who averaged over 5 assists last season as a center. Only Nikola Jokic of Denver Nuggets averaged more assists than the man DeMarcus Cousins. And obviously, that's because DeMarcus Cousins had to score the basketball. So add his efficiency to what the Warriors currently have, and what we have is a disaster on our hands, to be very honest. It's not about, I don't think it's a case of the Warriors being top favorites to win the NBA title. I actually think it's a case of the Warriors winning the NBA title. The battle right now is the battle of who will play the Warriors in the Western Conference Finals and which Eastern Conference team will emerge from there to face them in the finals. I don't see any team stopping these guys when they're all healthy. It's going to be impossible to happen.
Now, I mean, some people actually saying that the Golden State Warriors is kind of taking a risk. Do you see it like that because of his injury?
Well, the truth is, we all know this statement: no risk, no reward.
Absolutely.
Last year, the center, the committee that played the center for them included guys like JaVale McGee, guys like Zaza Pachulia, and then the young guys in Kevon Looney and Jordan Bell. Now, this year, it's going to be Jordan Bell, it's going to be Kevon Looney, Damian Jones will be stepping up, and then you have DeMarcus Cousins. So DeMarcus Cousins will not be getting back to fitness until somewhere around December. So it means you still have the same dynamics around the same team that won the NBA title at the end of last season. And all you're just doing is you're waiting for DeMarcus to get fully fit. And I did a research on the Achilles injury. I understand for older players, it takes about a year to heal. This was the same injury Kobe Bryant had and ultimately could never get to the peak of his powers after he returned from the injury. The advantage DeMarcus Cousins has is he's still very young. He's still just around 26.
27, yeah.
27 as a matter of fact, so meaning he has a better chance of healing. And then because he's a center, he wouldn't necessarily have as much of the ball as Kobe had when Kobe was playing. And so it means a lot of the pressure of him having to run the floor, having to do so many things will be taken off of him by the other guys who will play with, guys like Steph, guys like KD, guys like Draymond, who are going to have a lot of the ball. And obviously, when you're playing alongside a guy like Klay Thompson, it means your decision making will be a lot quicker when you have the ball, because guys will be running all over the floor. So I think for him in the situation he is, he's not going to have too much of a problem. The Warriors will also benefit from him. And obviously, that's why it's just a one-year deal. For goodness sake, DeMarcus Cousins should not be earning less than $25 million a year. But because nobody was ready to take the chance on him, and I'm sure the Warriors just told him, look, here's an opportunity to win something your former teammate Anthony Davis may not win if you continue to remain at this level we are. And that's an opportunity to win an NBA title. And I'm sure he looked at it and said, look, if I give up $20 million for 1 year, I mean, $5.3 million is still a whole lot of money. Make no mistake about that. So he's just going to sacrifice for this year. And at the end of the season, after the Warriors have won, I'm going on record to say after the Warriors have won.
I see.
Not if they win, because they will win, okay? Then he can now get it. If he stays healthy, he can get into some discussions with other teams and get his maximum pay then.
Wow.
Well, that's the way it is. Ayo, thank you so much, for taking our time to talk to us this morning. And it was pretty early for you, 3 a.m. over there. Well, thank you.
Get back to sleep, man.
Get back to sleep, and hopefully we'll get...
It's the day in America, so there's a lot of time to sleep.
True that.
True that, a public holiday.
Right.
Thank you. All right, let's go into the World Cup now. Of course, everyone talk about this one. England, I mean, football is coming home. That's the story. But why is really home with football? I thought it was Brazil. But then,
England is
right now,
it's
like, isn't
that's
England?
where it all started
But
from.
those 5 titles, chasing the 6th one,
I
and
know,
one got one.
it's got one.
Which is it?
But that's when it comes to Yeah, achievements, but we know football started in England. The confirmation of the results from yesterday's games are Sweden 1-0 over Switzerland, and Colombia and England battled a 1-1 draw. It had to go into penalties after extra time, and England prevailing 4-3 in that one. Before we get Kayode's reaction and thoughts on that game, let's take a look at how it all went down between England and Colombia in the round of 16.